I swear I can't help it, but it's all for you, yeah, it's all for you. I'm selfish, I want to order myself, I swear. You don't need nobody else, I swear. I want to order myself.
What's good, YouTube, man? How everybody doing today? If you guys have not read by that title already, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, so look, today is I don't even know where to start. Oh, let's start this over. Alright, so when I was 12 years old, we stayed inside this apartment building. We stayed with my grandma. It was me, my little brother, and my little sister and my mom. We stayed with my grandma, right? So my mom, she ended up meeting this guy that stayed, well, he didn't stay in the building, but his people stayed in the building. One stayed at the top floor, one stayed at the bottom floor, and we stayed like in the middle. They started to, like, you know, talk and talk. Things started getting heavy and stuff. You know, this dude and her, they started to, like, really started to mess with each other heavy is what I'm gonna say. They started to mess with each other heavy, and they really started to, I started to see, as a youngin', I started to see like that my mom was happy and stuff. So, you know, if you're making my mom happy, you know, I don't have no problem with the relationship at all. If my mom is smiling constantly, then I'm cool with that, you feel me? But once my mom is unhappy, I see that she's like feeling down, because I know all the time when my mom feels down, like I know for a fact, like I've been around that my whole entire life. So my mom can sit there and lie and say that she's happy and all that, but me personally, I know when she's feeling sad. Year go by, they're still talking. A year and some months go by, they're still talking. Eventually, you know what happened. She ended up having twins by the guy, and I was honestly cool with that. You know, you feel me? Because you know, my mom was having twins and stuff, so you know, I was excited. But as the relationship started to evolve more and more, and they started to get more into that relationship, the guy actually started to show like a different side of him. Like, he had a side where he would flip out, or where he would get around his cousins and act different towards my mom. And don't get me wrong, my mom for sure, I know for a fact, she be starting, not even, I know for a fact that she like to start stuff. But then again, my mom also like to, like, she's not the type that's gonna sit there and argue with you. Like, she's not gonna argue with you. She rather let you sit there and argue with yourself, and she mute you out, so that way you look stupid in the long run. She ended up having twins. Well, she was pregnant with the twins, and the guy felt that since she was pregnant with the twins and stuff, he wanted to do more. So he told my mom, like, why not come stay with me, which was his mama's house, but, you know, come live over here with me, so that way we'll be able to, I don't even know the word for it, but just be closer with each other. Me and my brother stayed with my grandma. My mom stayed with the boyfriend at his mom's house and stuff, which was like 10 to 15 minutes away, you know, driving 20 minutes walking. They end up, I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna just skip ahead into the story. We spent the night at the grandma's house, and my mom and the boyfriend was there, and me and my brother was asleep. But in the middle of the night, around like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I hear like, you know, fuss. I hear people arguing and stuff. So I get up, and it's my mom and her boyfriend. So I'm like, why you guys arguing? And he like, you know, take your ass to sleep, like lay down, it's none of your business. And I get mad, like, what you mean? And he started arguing with my mom, going back and forth, back and forth. He was like, you can take you and your kids and get the auntie house. And I'm like, this your auntie house? Like, what you mean? Like, why? I didn't necessarily say them words, but, you know, we like, why we gotta go and stuff like that. So he put me and my brother out. Mind you, I'm 12 years old, and my brother, I think he's about 7. No, he was 7 or 6. He was one of those ages, right? So he put me and my brother out and locked us outside, and he was still in the house arguing with my mom's. And my brother, you know, he's sitting there crying and stuff, and I'm mad because my brother crying, my mom in the house, you know, they going back and forth and stuff. They must be tussling in there and stuff. So I pushed the screen window in, like I pushed it in. I was about to hop in, but then I didn't hop in because it was glass on the floor. So that's why I hop in. Auntie came outside, and she like, what are you doing? I'm trying to get in here. Like, my mom here fussing, arguing. You hear them tussling and fighting, stuff like that. She's like, yeah, but that's not your business. But she didn't necessarily say it like that. But she was basically like taking up for him and stuff. Although they sitting there arguing in the middle of her house, tussling fight. My mom ended up coming outside, and we go back downstairs, and we knock on my grandma's door. We banging on the door, we finally get let in. So after we get in, my mom crying, I'm trying to calm her down. So that day is done. A week go by, 2 weeks go by, they end up making up and they back cool again. So this time, I'm like kind of on the edge, like, let me see. I'm kind of like on the edge. I'm like, you know, this happened, what's next? But I know for a fact that that was a side that I've never seen her do. I know in my head, I'm like, you know, he's wishy-washy. He have mood swings like a girl. They go back to the mom's house, which is where he stayed. A month go by, some months go by, and something tell me, you know, go over there and check on your mom. I'm 12 years old and I don't have a car. I don't have no transportation. I didn't have no money for the bus really like that. So I literally ran 15 to 20 minutes away from where they stayed, from my grandma's house to where his mom stayed. I ran all the way there like nonstop. Like I ran there to check on my mom's. When I got there, you know, I knocked on the door. His mom answered. And I'm like, is my mom here? She's like, no, she's in a hospital. And I'm like, in a hospital? Like, you know, she had the babies? She's like, no. She, like, you know, she's in the hospital. They got into it again, and he put his hands on her. I'm like, what happened now? He hit her. So I'm like, what? You know, I get mad. And I asked, I don't know if I had a cell phone or if I used the mom's cell phone, but I called my mom. I called the hospital. They sent me to the, whatever the code and stuff to get transferred to the room. So I'm talking to my mom, and as I'm talking to her, I hear her like, you know, when you crying and you can tell that someone's crying or someone is hurt, and I can hear that in her voice as she's talking to me. And I just start crying. She's like, don't cry, like everything gonna be all right, everything gonna be okay. So I promise you, I was so heated, like so heated. I promise you, like I was red, like I'm black as hell. I was the color red, I promise you. Like I was so heated, I was red, I promise you. Just talking about the story and just going back to it and just thinking back to what actually happened and stuff, and it's my mom been through, it actually hurt me more because now that I'm older and I actually understand and I see the things, I can see people that's fake. I can tell the real from fake, and I can see everything now that I'm older. I'm talking to her. She tired, so she went back to sleep, and I just hung up the phone. I gave the mom back the phone, and I'm walking all the way back from the mom's house all the way back to my house, just thinking, okay, what could I do? Like, oh, I'm gonna kill this dude. But then, like, you should never ever. This is one thing that you guys should never do. If you guys ever get that type of thought or a sign in your head say that you're gonna kill a person, you need to actually sit there and think about what actually can happen after you do what you're gonna do to that person. I thought about that. Like, you know, I thought about my mom's and everything. I thought about her happiness. I also thought about the hurt that she's been through in this relationship and happening behind closed doors. I'm sitting here shaking, talking about it and stuff because it's like low-key emotional. Like, I promise you, the dude hit my mom so hard in her eye to the point he broke some bones right here under her cheekbone and everything. Her eye and everything was up to the point she had to get surgery and everything. It was really bad to the point. It was extremely bad. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. I'm gonna sit there and ask my mom, actually get the permission to actually, if she has some pictures or video, anything, so I can show you guys what happened. Like, this crazy. Like, it was so crazy, and my hand's sitting here jumping as I'm talking about this. Like, it was just so crazy. I'm actually like finally getting this off my chest because it's something that should be told or talked about. Even though this happened years ago, I'm not, you know, I'm not mad no more. I just try like to just keep my distance from everything. Like, and I look like I'm crying. It's just so damn sad. Like, it's really sad. Like, you have to be that mad to put your hands on my mom's and like really sit there and like her whole eyesight. Like, she could have lost her eyesight, and it's to the point, it was bad, like brutal. Like, some imagine someone kicked the shit out of you with the tip of their boot, like a steel toe boot, that kicked the shit out of you in your eye and broke all this right here. When you was little and somebody threw a ball at you on accident and it hit your eye, that hurt. It hurts. So imagine being punched in your eye, like bad to the point all this is broken. And it's just like she could have really lost her eyesight.
Okay, this right here was busted open. My eyelid was ripped. I had a big blood clot in my eye. You see the little mark? I don't know if you see.
Yeah, I still see it.
And all this was swole, and my bones was broken in my eye, so they had to put like a plate up in there.
Not only that, my mom just had 2 twin girls by you, 2 pretty little girls by you and stuff, and you sit there and you put your hands on a woman you say you love, you say you want to marry, just all types of stuff. Like, you say you really want to be with my mom, like you want to do for my mom mentally, physically, and all that, and be inside our life and really do this. Like, you know, it was so bad to the point that after she got out the hospital, we had to move from my grandma's house because her peoples was mad at my mom that she called the police, and that a couple days later they actually took him to jail. So they was mad. They didn't think about him putting my mom in a hospital. They didn't think about that. All they cared about was, you put my nephew, you put my brother, you put my son in jail, right? Didn't even think about that. But it was so bad for us on the side because my mom just had 2 twin girls, plus my little sister, plus me and my brother. Well, she didn't have us, we already born, but she have us all in total. So it's 5 kids by herself, and she just got out the hospital. It was so bad to the point that we had to move from my grandma's house, and we moved to, it wasn't even a shelter, but it was like, we was going through a domestic violence type thing. I don't know what exactly it's freaking called, man, but we had to stay with this lady that was through domestic violence, and we stayed there with like literally 7 different women, plus their kids, plus us, with a lady that basically ran everything, right? We didn't stay in a room with them. Well, there was like 4 rooms. There was like 2 to a room, right? So in my head, I'm thinking like, damn, like this is gonna make me lose all my friends, transfer schools, and all that. I promise you, the day that my mom told me we had to leave from our grandma's house and move from there, I promise you, I was so hot because I was young and I really didn't understand, like, why the hell do we have to move because of what just happened? Like, why do we have to move? When my mom told me, like, you know, we're leaving, she told me what's going to happen. When we packed our stuff out to leave at my grandma's house, I promise you, I grabbed my bag and I threw it off the balcony. Like, I was so mad. That's the only thing I couldn't do. I wasn't socking no damn brick wall. I threw the damn the backpack, and I told my mom, like, you know, I'm not going, like, I'm not leaving, like, I'm not leaving from here, like, I want to be here. I'm not finna leave and go stay there with them people I don't know. Like, I don't want to go. And she like, Rihanna, like, we gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta, you know, we gotta like handle our business. So, you know, the first night we got there, actually, I'm not gonna even sit there and jump off topic because this story is about my mom getting hit in her eye. But if you guys want to hear that side of the story about us transitioning from living with my grandma to living in a shelter, go ahead and drop that down in the comment box below. Give us a big thumbs up, a big everything, man. Share this video, whatever you guys want to do with the video. Just show the love and everything. If you guys going through a relationship that's leading to something dangerous and stuff, leave. No matter how strong the love is, no matter how deep the love is, if a dude is putting his hands on you and physically hurting your ass, girl, pack your bags, pack whatever you got and leave, because that relationship can lead to something more dangerous. That shit life-threatening. Like, real talk, it can be life-threatening. Hopefully females is watching this and understand that if you're not getting what you need to be getting in a relationship from a dude, from a male, from whatever, leave. No female should be hit. No female should deserve to cry. No female should be in a point to where she's jealous. No female should ever go through a heartbreak, because heartbreaks can lead to something serious. That lead to death. Like, it's that shit is real. Like, y'all need to look that up and read and talk about that, like, for real. Like, but like, yeah, like, real talk, just anything is too serious in a relationship and you can't handle it and it's really hurting you and you're not talking or anything like that, just leave. You don't even have to say a word, just leave. Just leave. That's it. And just talking about this story is low-key emotional, and I'm like low-key happy that I actually expressed myself a little bit and I'm able to share this story, because this story can help a lot of people. So with that being said, man, hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from. Hopefully you guys understand. Like this video, comment, share it, subscribe to this channel, man. Whatever you guys want to see, drop that down in the comment box. If you guys want to also hear the other side of the story where we had the transition, let me know in the comment box below, man. But with that being said, man, I'm out of here, bruh.